What's going on, Master Duel fans? James here again. We gotta say, new challengers approaches moment, and throughout the course of the progression of the event duels, one of the new challengers approaches moment specifically is Azamina. Azamina happens to be a series of fusions, for that matter. And in order for you to play the game of Azamina, you have to rely on their spell traps that rely on their levels to either send something from dead to graveyard in terms of rounded down levels for the sake of the fusion summon as normal. So most cases, in-depth guide to Azamina. For Azamina, you have, if we can go through the Azamina stuff specifically, okay, there we go. Two main deck ones specifically being LZ Azamina and Queen Azamina. We already did the in-depth guide of these two from the secret packs specifically. Be sure to check that out as reference. And the reason why on the reference specifically is because these girls specifically, I treat them as White Forest because the name of the text are from LZ White Forest, and Queen Azamina has the text about White Forest involved in it. So most cases, we covered the two main deck monsters. You also have 5 fusions, 3 spells, and 2 of their traps. We're going to start backwards with the spells and traps, and then we will work our way up to fusions. Azamina Apes, this was also covered in the video because always treated as a White Forest card, so nothing more, nothing less to say about the Azamina Apes. Azamina Determination. 1 effect per turn and only once that turn, so 1 effect or the other, can't do both. You either A, reveal 1 Azamina fusion from your extra deck, and for every 4 levels that it has, rounded down, shuffle 1 Sinful Spoils card from your graveyard and or banishment into the deck, then special summon the revealed monster. This is treated as a fusion summon. In this one for Determination, you can banish this from your graveyard, target 1 Sinful Spoils spell trap in your graveyard, reset button it, but it cannot be activated this turn. Azamina Debtors, as well as Hollowed Azamina, both are technically the same condition to be specific. The thing is, Hollow Azamina is on your turn specifically, while Azamina Debtors is anyone's main phase specifically. Both share the same thing, which is reveal 1 Azamina fusion in your extra, and for every 4 levels that it has, rounded down, send 1 Sinful Spoils card. In this one for Debtors, hand and or field to the graveyard. If face down, reveal it. And of course, same text on it. Then special summon that revealed monster. And of course, the spells do treat it as a fusion token. In this one for Hollowed Azamina, if this card is in the graveyard, you can target 1 Azamina monster you control, or in your graveyard, shuffle it back, and if you do, add it back to your hand. Super nice recursion. And that effect is hard once. Azamina Debtors. During your main phase specifically, you can banish this from your graveyard, target 1 Azamina monster in your graveyard, special it. 1 effect of Debtors per turn and only once that turn. So 1 effect or the other, can't do both. As for the extra, Azamina, Ilia, Sylvia. Most cases, Sylvie, aka Silvera, the fusion. And I'll just get this out the way in terms of the Azamina names, if I can get the attendance check. The Azaminas, the first four, they all require an illusion monster, two of which require a light spellcaster, another one requires a fiend, and another one requires a level 6 or higher fiend, while Saint Azamina is 2 level 6 or higher monsters, 1 fusion, 1 synchro. Stat lineup of Azamina fusions. All are Dark Illusion Fusion. Level 6, 1900 attack, 1500 defense. For Ilia Sylvia, aka Sylvie or Silvera fusion, any battle damage your Azamina monsters that isn't Sylvia inflicts battle damage to your opponent gets doubled. Each of the following effects once. When your opponent activates a card or effect as a quick effect, you contribute this, negate that effect. If this card is killed by battle or card effect, add 1 Sinful Spoils Trap from deck to hand. So Stratos of Sinful Spoils Trap upon destroyed. Then we have Azamina Mu Ursilago. And again, there we go. In this one, for Ursula, aka Rusia fusion, level 6, 2000 attack, 2400 defense. Monsters your opponent controls lose 500 attack and defense for each Azamina monster you control, self included. Each of the following effects once. First chance, Ursula gets Fusion Shoken. You can add 1 Azamina or Sinful Spoils card, spell/trap included, from deck to hand. Upon being destroyed by battle or card effect, Ursula lets you add Sinful Spoils spell from deck to hand. Okay, so Ursula is the Stratos of Sinful Spoils spells, while Sylvie Fusion is the Stratos of Sinful Spoils trap. Azamina, Soul Erisicthon, level 6, 2700 attack, no defense, and then stat lineup for Ursilago, as mentioned, 2000 attack, 2400 defense. In this one for Soul Erisicthon, first chance he gets Fusion Shoken, target 1 card anywhere on the field, send, not destroy, but send it to the graveyard. During the standby phase, you can target 1 Azamina or Sinful Spoils card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. So standby, recursion. Each effect once. Moa Regina, aka Diabel Fusion, if I was to be this convinced of the artwork, you can target 1 illusion monster in your graveyard that's not Moa Regina, special it, so Reborn, an illusion. When a Azamina or Sinful Spoils card, spell/trap included, is activated that isn't Moa Regina as a quick effect, you can target up to 2 cards anywhere on the field, kill them. So, quick play, spot removal, anytime your opponent does something. Well, technically, whenever a Azamina or Sinful Spoils card triggers. That's not Moa Regina. Each effect once. Deception of the Sinful Spoils. Continuous spell. You contribute 1 monster from your hand or field, add 1 Azamina card from deck to hand. If a monster's, more than 1, is sent to your opponent's graveyard and you control an Azamina outside of the damage step, Azamina monster, you can make your opponent lose 1,500 life points. And if you do, gain 1,500 life points. Wow. During the end phase, doesn't matter whose end phase it is, if this card is in the graveyard just because it was sent there from the spell trap zone this turn while face up, you can reset button it. Each effect once. And I already know for that fact that the new shop released new Sinful Spoils cards. So most cases, I already know for that fact that we're going to cover up more of the new cards. Sinful Spoils of the White Forest. This was featured because White Forest in the name. And once again, reference of the video will be in the description below for that matter. Play the Diabell. If a spell traps more than one is sent to the graveyard just because of a card or effect activation, send one illusion or spellcaster monster from your hand, deck, or extra deck to the grave. During your main phase, you can banish 3 spells/traps from your graveyard, including this Special 1 Diabell monster from your hand or graveyard. Each effect once. Like the Diabell. If a spell traps is sent to the graveyard just because of a card effect, set 1 spell trap from your hand or graveyard, but it cannot be activated this turn. Same thing, banish 3 spells and traps from your graveyard, including this. Special summon 1 Diabell from hand or graveyard. Okay, so the main phase effects specifically, they pretty much do the same thing. And then each effect of like the Diabell once. Guilt of the Sinful Spoils. If your opponent special summons a monster more than one from the deck or extra deck while you control a Diabell star monster card outside of the damage step, target one monster your opponent controls, shuffle it back into the deck. We just basically go right back. And then during the damage step, when your Diabell star monster battles an opponent's monster, you can banish this from your graveyard. That opponent's monster's attack becomes halved until the end of this turn. Each effect once. Sinful Spoils Awakening. If your opponent controls 3 or more monsters and you control a level 5 or higher illusion monster, target up to 3 cards your opponent controls, kit them back to the hand. If you control a level 5 or higher illusion and this card is in your graveyard, you can reset button this card, but banish it whenever it leaves the field. 1 effect per turn and only once that turn, so 1 effect or the other, can't do both. Also, if I miss out anything that's not White Forest related, because we already did a debut video on the reviews and stuff, but if I miss out anything in terms of in-depth card reviews, comment below just in case so I can surely go over them next time. And just in case, if I missed out on this card being Sinful Spoils of Slumber Morian, target 1 face-up special summon monster your opponent controls, or target 1 face-up special summon monster anywhere on the field, change it to face down, so Book of Moon on special. If you control a level 5 or higher illusion monster, while this card is in your graveyard, you can reset button this card but banish it whenever it leaves. You can only use 1 effect per turn and only once that turn, so 1 effect or the other, can't do both. And with that being said, let's get the show on the road. With his hand going first, this should be no problem. OG LZ, Lost Out, Alt Art Ash, keeping OG LZ in check. Figure I'll take 2 extra cards. See folks, this is why in a best of 1, when it comes to catching White Forest, always find a space to main deck Droll specifically so you can shut down the White Forest draw/search in terms of main deck monster uses. But most cases on the talents draw to, we drew into Rusia and Multi-Row, which is nice. But due to Droll, we're basically going to have to wait until the follow-up. LZ sending glossed out talents, getting glossed out Rusia. Opponent is built different on that. Glossed out Trideo normal. Royal Rare, Baron the floor. Man, we gotta check this guy's deck list. Well, technically, you guys already saw it in terms of the deck list in advance, but apparently, opponent is hardcore low-key, sold his gems for the sake of White Forest Azamina, along with the Lost Out / Royal cards from Extra. And one set. 3,000 flat. And pass. Multi-row. Barn negate. LZ. Sending Golden Sword because it does nothing. Grabbing LZ Azamina. LZ Azamina. Special Sylvie. Sylvie get woes. Ursula Synchro. Ursula sending woes. Slumber Morion. Eagle Booster saving Ursula. Getting Azamina Apes. Woes. Set. Ursula special. Send the Apes. Drew into Cursed. Apes reset button. Metaphor Fuse. Draw into engage. Her sword. Normal LZ Azamina. Synchro summoning Orient Dragon in 2025. Let me just say this again, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't think the people in the back heard me. Orient Dragon in 2025. Level 6, Wind Dragon Synchro, 2300 attack, 1000 defense, 100 attack short for labeling a Monarch. Generic 6, first chance Orient Dragon is Synchro Shoken. Target one Synchro monster your opponent controls, banish that target. Not once per turn, smile. Orient Dragon, target banish Baron. Hold. If this card is sent to the graveyard just because of secret material, you can add one Sinful Spoils card from deck to hand. What did I add off from this? Oh yeah, that's right. The Susurrus of the Sinful Spoils. The case about Susurrus is target one illusion or spellcaster monster you control. Return that face-up monster to the hand or extra deck, then special one illusion or spellcaster from your graveyard or banishment. Okay, basically the idea with this card in the latest edition is because, just in case, if my illusion or spellcaster gets either DD crowed, called by, or gets stopped by Ghost Bell, you can just chain the Susurrus to make sure hand traps that target stuff gets dodged and it ends up missed. And of course, just like every White Forest card gimmick, if it's sent to the graveyard just because of a monster effect, reset button this card. Each effect once. Her sword, getting original. 25, 23. Set one and pass. Opponent drew. Opponent pass. The two synchros, lethal. And with that being said, you guys, this has been James Polk on the new challengers approaches in terms of Azamina specifically. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Smash the notification bell to keep yourself constantly updated. Also, if you are a brand new Master Duel player or a returning player after one full month of missing gameplay, please use my campaign code in the description below so we can gather the prizes and keep on enjoying the campaign content. Catch you guys next time.